everyone, nice to see you again. Today we will discuss about if conditional type 2. We have discussed if conditional type 1, right? Now we go to if conditional type 2. Okay? If conditional type 2, when do we use it? The first one, when we are thinking about a situation in the present or future that is hypothetically unlikely or impossible. So, if conditional type 2 cannot be happen now or right now. Conditional sentences type 2 refer to situation in the present. An action could happen if the present situation were different. The third one, I don't really expect the situation to change. However, I just imagine what would happen if. Okay? Now, we will go to the pattern. If followed by past simple and then would and then verb. If, still remember past simple, right? If subject, verb 2 and then object. Comma, subject, would, verb 1 and then object. We use a past verb though imagining the present or the future to be different. The second clause of subject, would and verb, conditional verb, is conditional to the first clause happening or will only happen if the first part or the clause happen. Okay, I'll give you an example. If I got the first rank, I would travel to Korea with my mom. It cannot be happen right now because we have to wait first. We get the first rank or not. Okay? It is unlikely that I will get the first rank. But I'm going to hypothetically imagine that I did get the first rank. So we are hoping in here. In that situation, I would travel to Korea with my mom. So in order for me to travel to Korea with my mom, I would need the first clause, the condition or situation to happen. That is for me to get the first rank first. So I have to get the first rank first and then I would go. Could in the second conditional sentences. Could can be used instead of would to make the hypothetical present or future more likely. If he trained every day, he would represent his country. If I had a little more money, I would buy a car. If I won the lottery, I would travel around the world, though I'm unlikely to win the lottery. If I knew his name, I would tell you. So right now, I don't know what is his name. If I didn't have a headache, I would go to the party. If I became president, I would reduce the salaries of all politicians, though it is unlikely I will become president. Okay, notice how we use comma after the past tense clause. So after if, past tense or past simple tense, we use comma. And then followed by subject and then would. We can also reverse the order and use. We can also reverse the order and use. Conditional verb, would plus verb 1, if and then past simple. So subject, would followed by verb 1, object, and then if, subject, verb 2, and then object. For this one, we don't need to give any comma. Now I'll give you example then. I would be happy if I had more free time. I would tell you the answer if I knew what it was. There would be fewer accidents if everyone drove more carefully. We would have a lot of money if we sold our house. Would she come if I paid for her flight? Would she accept the job if they offered it to you? Okay. Notice how the comma is not necessary with this order. So because we put if in the middle of the sentence, we don't need to give comma. Okay? Note, this is important. The to be for second conditional is only were. So I, we, you, they, he, she, and it is followed by were. There isn't any was. If I were. Okay? Note that with the verb to be, we use if, he, she, it is followed by were. The reason we use were instead of was is because the sentence is in the subjunctive mode. If I were not in debt, I would quit my job. If he were taller, he'd be accepted into the team. She would still be correcting my grammar if she were still alive. Okay, those are the example of if conditional type 2. That's the end of our lesson today. Okay, thank you. That's the end of the if conditional type 2. I hope you know the difference between if conditional type 1 and if conditional type 2. Later, I will see you again with the if conditional type 3. Bye everyone. Take care always.